Hey guys, it's Ronnie from What on Mom Life, and I am here to let you know that we have made it 1 year past the date that my late husband passed away. Uh, he passed away August 2nd, 2020, from what we now know is bladder cancer, and we have made it 1 year. And I am, I don't know how I am about that. It's a blessing, and I feel blessed that we made it, that we are okay, that we're good, you know. Um, so let's see what has happened from. I don't really recall the last time I was here. I don't know. I really don't know when I last mentioned, but I'll just give a brief. I'll just give a brief summary of what we've done this summer, since I don't think it was quite summertime yet. The last time I was here talking to you guys. So, what we have done this summer after my son, I'll say after my son completed his first year of college and we were moving into the summer break, he took it upon himself to go get a summer job. He insisted that he wanted to go out and pound the pavement and look for a job. So the boy is 18. Well, he was 19. He's 19. He was 19. So, who am I to tell him he can't go out and walk and go look for a job, right? Like, who's going to tell a young man that? So I had to be the mama bear and let him go. Let him go do what he had to do. I wasn't going to be the one to take him around and look for a job. And, you know, so he went out and found himself a job and had multiple offers. And he took the one that he felt was right for him. And he's been working ever since. It's, I guess, beginning of June, he started working. Late May, early June, he started working. And he's still there doing very well, very happy with himself, and just very proud of himself that he went out and got a job, and he's working part-time. I'm proud of him, and his father would be very proud of him to have gone out and did that and have done that on his own. In July, we took a family vacation. My mom was here visiting, and we took a surprise road trip. Myself and my three children, my mom, my sister, and in separate cars, we took a road trip to Maryland to visit my brother and his family. And it was a surprise to him. He did not know we were coming, which was wonderful. And it was the first time that I had been to his home in Maryland. And it was the first time my children have been to Maryland. And it was our very first family vacation. Not our first family vacation without my husband, but our very first family vacation. We had never gone on a vacation together as a family. There was always a reason why we couldn't go. Finances, timing, whatever. But usually it was either finances or timing, and one always affected the other anyway. But we took a road trip, and before we took the road trip, I had to be able to have a car that was roadworthy, and I bought a car. I'm so very proud of myself. I bought a car at the end of June, and oh God, it's good. That's all I really can say, Oh man, I just, it's been so long since I haven't had my own car since I bought my first car after I graduated from college many, many moons ago. And, my husband and I had shared a car our whole relationship. The entire time we were married, we shared a car. And when we first met, we both had our own cars, but we soon after that, we consolidated down to one car because I was home with the kids, and so it just made better sense for us at the time. And then we never grew out of that, and then so we had our car for the last 14 years. We got that car in 2009. But no, not 14. It was 14 years old. We had that car for about 11 years. So we got that car in 2009. It was a minivan, and neither one of us wanted to drive a minivan, but it's what we were able to get at the time. And so it worked very well for our family and served us very well over the years. But it was at a point where it was time for it to go. It was going to end up costing me more money than it was worth, and I was constantly having to put antifreeze in because there was some sort of leak somewhere, and I really wasn't trying to put the money in to get it repaired or to get it figured out where it was. So for a car that old, so I, eventually I just said, you know what, I'm gonna have to get a car. I was willing to push it, especially since I was working from home. I wasn't really driving it. I wasn't driving it every day, but it was at a point where I wanted a new car, but I was almost willing to kind of, put it off for a while. But then the idea of the road trip came up, and the trip to Maryland. And I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to go, I'm going to have to get another car because I didn't want to rent a car. But anyway, I'm rambling. But so I bought a car. So that was exciting. That was exciting, and it really did start to mark the ending of an era for our family. It was very hard. Maybe, I don't know. It was hard for my children to let go. It was, one of those things where it was that's dad's car, and I just really had to talk to them and let them know that, yeah, that's, you see that as dad's car, but that was our family car, and that car did a lot for us. And we're not getting rid of your father, we're just getting rid of the car. And we still have the memories, the thoughts, pictures, whatever, of that. And so, it was bittersweet for them, but, they quickly adjusted to having a modern car with all the little bells and whistles that new cars come with, especially the smell. So, we went on our road trip, and that was very good. And, that was their first road trip. But it wasn't really their first road trip, but it's, they don't remember traveling when we moved from New York out here. So that was exciting for them to, prepare for a road trip, and they got new clothes, and, they, we packed food, and, we just, it was exciting, and so that helped them a little bit get over the idea of this, of getting rid of our old car. My daughters had their first experience in a pool. And it's one of those things where right now they're both 15. My oldest will be 16 in a couple of weeks. But it's weird sometimes when I say that they had their first experience doing things. They did. They had their first experience at a pool, and you sometimes it's hard to imagine that someone reached the age of 14 and 15 and they've never experienced certain things, but they didn't, for whatever reason. It just wasn't an opportunity that presented itself as they were growing up. So they never had that experience, but they had their first experience. They got their first bathing suits. Gosh, they were so excited, and I'm excited for them. And so when we went, so they had that experience at my sister's place prior to us taking a road trip. And once while we were planning the road trip, they were really happy to be able to go to another pool, and then they had their first experience staying in a hotel. Man, listen, now I'm saying my son was there. He did not go to the pool ahead of time. His first experience in the pool at 19 happened at the hotel. But this was the three of them, their first stay at a hotel. They'd never been in a hotel before. So we had so many firsts that happened this summer. And when I think back to, um, I don't know, a few weeks, a month, maybe before my husband passed away, he said to me that we would be better off without him. And it was during one of his low moments, and I don't know, spiritually, I don't know what was given to him that made him say that to me. I don't know if it was, just what he was going through, or if he was receiving something prophetically. God poo-pooed that from him, and like, no, we can't think like that. We need you. Your kids need you. But when I think about the things that we have experienced in the months and now the year following his passing, I still can't say that we were better off without him, but I will say that we have done some things that if he were still alive, we would not have experienced, because I can almost guarantee you that that trip to Maryland would not have happened. Even if no, it wouldn't have happened. I can't even, it wouldn't have happened, because COVID alone really would have deaded that, from him. But I'm glad my family, myself, my mom, my sister, and then my kids were able to go to my brother and surprise him, because he surprised us a few years back by coming. But, I'm glad that we were able to go, and for all of us to get together. One, because, my brother hadn't been able to hug me after my loss. And then we both lost, my dad passed in February, so, we lost my father, and we hadn't been able to hug each other. We were Zoom calling and FaceTiming the time when my dad passed, but that's not the same as being able to just put your arms around your loved ones and just feel them and smell them, and just, y'all know what I'm talking about. But it we had a great time. We had a great time. So that happened in July, and we came back, and we were just, in the house, just living and, working and doing what we do, and just enjoying the rest of our summer break. Here we are now in August, and come up to the 1 year anniversary of my husband's passing. I took the day off from work because I wasn't sure how I would feel. I wasn't sure how my children would feel, and in the event they were emotional, I wanted to be available for them. I didn't want to have to sit at work myself and end up becoming emotional, because you can't control, when thoughts pop into your head or whatever, right? So I just wanted to be free and be available for that. Turns out I'm the only one who was thinking about it. I was the only one thinking about it. And, my kids was like, "Are you okay? Why don't you take the day off?" And I'm like, "It's the 1 year anniversary of your father's passing." I'm like, "Oh, are you okay?" "Yes, I'm fine. Are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm fine." And that was it. So I call that a blessing, and I just left it alone. I took, I enjoyed my day off and just went on about my business, glad that they are not wallowing in misery. Glad that I'm not wallowing in misery. Again, I can't say, I don't want to say that we're better off without him, because I don't agree with that. I just know that there are things that we have been able to do that we would not have done if he were still alive. And so with that realization, it helps me to, it helps me heal. It helps me feel better about moving forward. There are things that we no longer do because it's a dad thing. There are certain rituals that we would do. My youngest daughter just celebrated her birthday, and so there are certain things we would have done on her day, on their birthdays. And I asked her, did she still want to do that? And she said no. She just kind of. And I said, why? Is this a dad thing? She goes, yeah. I said, okay, no problem. No problem. So we went on about our day. We did what we would normally do on a birthday, and certainly a birthday that occurs during the middle of the week, and school is back in session. So, you know, we went on about our day. She was ecstatic. She got the gifts she wanted to get, got wonderful surprises, and so it was a great day. And we're just living. We're living the life that we have, and all I can do is just give all glory and honor to God for His mercies, because that's the only way we make it through. That's the only way. I cry, but not in mourning any longer. I cry because it's the realization that the Almighty has brought us through it. When that morning when I thought that I don't know what I'm going to do, how am I supposed to move? What is this life? What is life without my spouse? That's not even supposed to happen. How, my children don't have their father. How is that even, what kind of life is this? And, we've learned that it is just life. It is just life. And I think being in the midst of COVID kind of puts things in perspective, because my children, they realize that, the same time that they lost their dad, there's some kids that lost their fathers too. Not necessarily to cancer specifically, but, COVID took a lot of fathers from families. And, I think that kind of helped put things in perspective, that we're not the only ones going through this. Other people have lost too. And no matter the cause of death, it's devastating. And you do have to just live each day as it comes, each moment as it comes. And one minute I'm crying, and then the next minute, I'm wiping my eyes and drying my tears, and then the next minute I'm looking at something funny on YouTube, or I'm, turning on the TV to kind of entertain myself for a minute, or I just get up and change my location and just do something else and just continue to live life. So I don't want to keep rambling on, but I did want to just update and just, we're good, and that is a blessing. That's all I can really say. It is an absolute blessing to still be in the land of the living. Absolutely. We're all healthy. We're still all very well protected and just thriving. And that's all I can really say about it. So yeah, I just wanted to come and give a quick update. I don't know how quick this is, but I just wanted to come give an update and just to say that we are doing okay, and to encourage anyone out there who has lost a loved one, a spouse, really any family member, but certainly for anyone who has lost a spouse. Please know that you will get through it. I won't say it's going to be easy. I won't say that you'll be back to normal within a year. What I will say is that allow yourself to grieve. Take the time you feel you need to take. But you will get through it. You will. It's going to seem unimaginable and impossible. in the beginning, but the next day becomes the first day without. Then it becomes the first week. Then it's the first month. Then it's 2 months. Then it's 3 months. Wow, we've made it 6 months. Wow, it's been 8 months. Wow, it's 10 months. Whoa, we have made it a year. And then you look back on, ooh, God is good. God is good. So that's it. I just wanted to come share that little update. And again, I don't know what I'm going to do with this channel because I don't want to stay in widowhood all the time. And I'll talk about that. That's what I'll come back and talk about. Widowhood. So thank you for joining me today for this little update. Again, I don't quite know what I'm going to do with the channel, but I will be back to share some things, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks for watching.